Hello everybody, welcome back. This is JudiciousFire. I'm on the iOS server. I'm going to be taking a look at the Vigorous Fury talent. I've been getting several questions here on the channel, in-game, on the line app. Who are the preferred heroes for this talent? What does the talent do exactly? And I thought maybe it would be best to look at this from a video perspective. I want to say as a beginning comment here, sort of an umbrella statement for everything that this video is going to be. There are a variety of play styles in Castle Clash. We're getting to a level of specialization with our heroes that one's play style really does start to dictate the builds of the heroes. I don't think that there is one combination or one specific build that is the preferred build. I'm a player. I'm far more of a player than I am a YouTuber. I spend far more time playing CC than I do creating YouTube videos. So thereby, through my playstyle, when I do create a video, I try to represent what I use in the game. So that said, let's take a look at Vigorous Fury and see exactly what it does. So I'm going to take a look at the talent itself. I'm going to take a look at hero attributes and crit choices that we make in this game, and then pick out the heroes in which I think the Vigorous Fury talent is best suited. Let's go down to the talent compendium, and we see our newest talent, Vigorous Fury. Let's take it all the way up to 9. Okay. It's going to do two different things. It's going to raise your health by 120%. Now, every single hero in the game, as of the date of this recording, every hero in the game will immediately benefit from the 120% raise in health. There's no hero that will be restricted from enjoying that percentage bonus. It's going to work on everybody. So part 1 is great. Now, I did a little bit of a compare-contrast. You're looking at about, it's a little less of a health boost than you would get with a Tenacity 9, but it is more of a health boost than you would get with a Sacred Light, which is 90%, and Tenacity is coming in at 160. So we're getting 120, basically in the middle between a Sacred Light and a Tenacity. So everybody can gain from that boost in health. That's good. Let's look at the second part. It will raise your crit rate by 80% if your hero is strong and healthy. Okay, that's a given. If your hero has less than 45% health, this talent is not activating. I don't mind that because I like to try to build strong heroes. Something like a stealth only activates when your heroes are dying. I try to prevent that in this game, so I've never used stealth on anybody. But Vigorous Fury, it requires a strong, healthy hero. I'm great with that. It raises your crit rate by 80%. Now, I've heard many different interpretations of this. It is not giving you an 80% better chance of landing a critical hit. It's not causing 80% more critical damage. What it's doing is it's raising your crit rate by 80% of what it is before the talent is activated. Let's take a look at crit rates. What do we want to look at? Okay, let's look at Dovekeeper here. When we press our hero attributes, the Knight's Metal Helmet, we're going to see 2 pages. Page 1 is damage, health, attack speed, movement speed. Swinging Sword is our damage. She's coming in at about 55,000. Heart is our health, about 1.2 million health. The Swinging Sword, the lower the number, the faster the hero attacks. If Dove had a swinging sword attack speed of 1600, she would be a very slow attacker. If she had an attack speed of 200, she would be an amazing lightning fast attacker. Foot speed. Foot speed is going to show you how fast the hero can move. Now, with foot speed, it's the exact opposite of attack speed. The higher the number, the faster the hero moves. Dove is very slow. A hero at 200, 100 is a slow moving hero. A hero at 400 or 500 is a very fast moving hero. Let me go to details. Not details, sorry. So many buttons. We go to view more. This is the second page that we're going to be viewing. Okay, we see 5 attributes, statistics, descriptions of what our heroes can do. All 5 of these are naturally raised, increased during the upgrading process. So by the time your hero has gone through Destiny, Evolutions, Breakthrough, you're getting huge bonuses in all 5 of these categories. The biggest bonus in these categories comes from traits. I think it is advantageous often to upgrade your hero at least to whatever level you think you can get to, and then start to do traits. You'll see that some numbers are super high. Maybe you don't necessarily want to put all of your traits into that. That's a video for another time. Let's look at those 5 areas: accuracy, dodge, crit damage, and crit resist. Okay, accuracy. Accuracy is your ability to hit the bad guys. Most bad guys, just like I stated with the natural upgrading process, most bad guys have a certain level of dodge. They can get out of the way of your hits. Your accuracy level, the higher it is, the better chance you have of hitting the enemy heroes. If your enemy has a tremendous amount of dodge, like a enemy Levanica, you can counteract that by raising the accuracy level of your hero. A hero with a very high accuracy can hit a hero with a very high dodge rate. Next one, dodge. Your ability to get away from being hit, to prevent being hit. The higher the dodge rate, higher that number, the better chance you are of getting out of the way from a shot or an attack. The lower, obviously, the better you're going to get, the better chance you have of getting smashed. Crit. Crit is your likelihood or your percentage chance of landing a critical hit. It is done by a 0 to 100% scale. We look at Dovekeeper's crit of 1,288. We back over 2 numbers, and we find ourselves at only the 12 remaining. That 12, or 12%, represents her chance to land a critical strike. So for every 100 critical that you add to a hero, you are gaining 1% chance to land a critical strike. A critical strike in this game is defined in the following way. Whatever damage the hero would naturally do with a hit, it's that plus 50%, or 1.5, the normal damage caused in battle. So it's basically 1.5 hits for a critical hit. Dove has a 12% chance of providing a critical hit in combat. Crit damage. When you land a critical hit, and that has to happen, but if you are able to land a critical hit, the higher your crit damage, the more damage you will do against the enemy. So if you have a super, super high crit damage, let's say like 3,000 crit damage, instead of doing the normal 1.5 crit hit, 1.5 damage, you might be doing 1.75, 1.8 your normal attack. Crit damage is completely dependent on you landing a critical hit. If you don't land a critical hit, you've wasted any traits or augmentation that you've put into your hero under the category of crit damage. One cannot do damage if one doesn't actually hit the enemy. For this reason, and because our heroes are so strong these days, I have never placed a crit damage trait on any hero. I have only put crit, or the chance to actually land a crit hit, on heroes. That's the only one of those crits that I have chosen. So I would highly recommend crit, and I would basically leave crit damage alone. You don't need it. Heroes can hit into the millions with a critical shot. They don't need to. Does it matter if you're hitting a hero for 1.8 million or 1.9? Okay, either way, the hero's dead in today's game currently. So crit damage I would stay away from. Blast is crit resist. It's your ability, higher the number, it will be a better chance of getting out of the way of a critical hit against you. If that number crit resist is 3,500, then you're going to stand a very good chance of avoiding somebody landing a crit hit on you. For crit resist, I have never placed a crit resist trait on a hero. I've never done anything to raise crit resist rate. The reason is this. A critical hit is just like a normal hit, meaning your hero is being punched, kicked, having a lightning bolt land on he or she. It's a strike, a hit. Now, if you have a very high dodge rate, then what will happen is you will not be getting hit. So, you won't be getting a critical hit either. Dodge prevents you from getting a normal attack, and dodge will also keep you out of the way of getting a critical strike. I've always found it to be strangely unnecessary in this game to have a crit resist attribute. I've never raised it because dodge takes care of that for you. In fact, dodge does twice as good a job. It'll keep you away from a normal hit and from a critical hit. So I would not invest any of your upgrading resources or traits into crit damage or crit resist. Our heroes are strong enough, and dodge encompasses and includes crit resist. I have only ever put my traits into the top 3: accuracy, dodge, and crit. Accuracy on many heroes, dodge on even more heroes, and crit on only perhaps 2 or 3 heroes in this game. All right, let's take a look at this talent. It's going to raise her crit rate by 80%. Doesn't give her an 80% better chance of landing a critical. It's not going to give a hero with a low crit rate an 80% better chance of landing a crit. It's not going to take a hero who has a low crit rate and make that hero a critical hitter in combat. It's not going to do any of those things. What it will do is that number 1288, you can multiply that by 0.8 and then add that on. So you'll get an 80% bonus to the 1288. I'm going to do some quick math here. It's not exact. It's an approximation. 1288, 80, 8, 6, 90, 106. It's going to add about 1,000 to that crit rate number. So she's going to have about 2,300 crit when Vigorous Fury has activated. giving her an 80% bonus to her crit rate. At 2300 crit, she will have a 23% chance of landing a critical strike. If you are putting Vigorous Fury on a hero that is not designed for crit, a hero that does not cause crits naturally to occur, you're doing yourself a tremendous disservice. If you are putting this on a hero with a crit rate of less than 1,000, you are doing yourself a big, big disservice. Crits in this game are not reliable. They are chances. It is not until a crit rate of about 1,000 or 10% chance of landing a crit before you start seeing reliable crits. You'll see crits at a lower percentage, but reliably in combat, like a lost battlefield situation. You don't want to run your lost battlefield and find out that your hero didn't land one crit and you lost. No, you want to press start and you want to see that hero smash everybody with crits and rely on that. So you've got to have a crit ability, a crit percentage of at least 1,000, in my opinion, to make this Vigorous Fury worth it. Because of that, I have only placed Vigorous Fury on 2 heroes. And there's only 2 heroes I'm ever going to place this talent on. That is Dovekeeper, and we've gone over her attributes. I said, okay, she's getting an 80% boost to the number 1288. That's substantial. That's going to take her up to about 2,300 crit. That's fantastic. It works on Dove. Dove is designed for critical strikes. She's designed for many things, but one of them is critical strikes. And because I, trait-wise, have decided to add to her crit ability, it seems a very good pairing of hero and talent. I'm not trying to turn Dove into something she isn't. Okay? I'm not putting this on my Commodora. I'm not putting this on my Ashura. These are not critical hitters. They might have a crit rate of 500. An 80% boost to that isn't even going to get you to the reliably critting level. You would be much better served with a different talent. Not saying that this is complete garbage on those heroes. They're going to get a health boost. They're going to get a slightly better chance of landing a critical, but it's not what they're designed to do. Make your hero better at what it does. That's why we have so many heroes in this game. Each is designed to be unique. Don't try to make a jack of all trades or generalized hero that does a lot of things relatively well. No, make a hero great at doing 1 or 2 things. In fact, so great that they're the best in the game at that. For me, Dove has always been my crit striker. So it seemed a great pairing. The next and last hero that I placed it on is the new hero, Valen. Castle Clash has often done this. They'll give Zealous Drive at the same time that they released Mahatma. The Persalot pet at the same time that they released Gunslinger. They tend to, not often, but sometimes put out a hero and a talent or enchantment that are designed for one another. In this case, Valen is a crit striker. We read his skill description. If there's not talk of crit in the skill description of the hero, don't try to go the route of crit. Stay away from crit traits. Stay away from crit-related talents. He's got huge crit ability, huge base crit, huge max crit damage in battle. Perfect for it. Vigorous Fury is going to add, and let's go to his stats now. He's got a crit even higher than Dove, 100 higher, or 1% better chance of landing a crit. I put crit traits on him. So at 1383, when Vigorous Fury activates, it's going to give him an 80% bonus to that number. Or 110, or about 2,400, 2,500 total crit, giving him a chance of 24 to 25% to land a critical in battle. These are my only heroes that I have crit on, because the other heroes didn't seem worth it. It didn't seem like a good chance, a good reason. I'll go over a couple of heroes that have crit ability, and if you've built them differently than I have, then it could be a great talent for them, but you're going to have to invest in crit traits. I won't get every single one of them, but at skill 11 and 12, Ninja provides crits, a 35% crit rate bonus, but Ninja turns to dust the moment he walks out on the battlefield. So I've equipped Ninja with dodge, not crit. I'm not trying to use Ninja to kill Lavanica. It's not going to happen. The moment Ninja walks towards lava, he's just turns into dust and smoke. So I'm just trying to keep Ninja alive. Forget crit. It's not what he's designed to do. He's designed to run fast and to hit somebody with a hard one-shot strike. That's it. That's about the only life he's going to get. Let's see. Let's move on. Next crit hitter. And again, I'm not going to be able to pick out every single one of them just by looking. But, okay, look at Beast Tamer. He gets a big crit bonus. It states it in the skill description. If you can't read that in your hero's skill description, stay away from Vigorous Fury or Brute Force or Sharpen. It's not designed for that hero. It's going to get a big crit bonus, but his crit's only 498. 4% chance. Putting Vigorous Fury on him is a total waste. It doesn't even get him to the reliably critting level. I use Beast Tamer, Pyre Mage, and attack. I use him only for Archdemon. I don't want him critting. I want reliable, maximum 500k damage all the time from him. That's what he's designed to do, not make critical strikes. More crit. Let's see. Demogorgon. He got a big crit rate, but you look at his crit rate, 573. I don't invest in crit on Demogorgon because he's an older hero. I want to use him for what he's best at. It's not causing damage. He's not going to survive that long. He's used to cause a blinding effect on the enemy. Thereby, I got all dodge. I'm not using him for crit. Skull Knight's a critical guy, but at 573, I haven't put crit on him. Because, and it's sad to say this about SK, he used to be the man. He's one-shotted. It's better to put damage on him and use him in a specific game mode. I'm putting damage on him. You can put dodge on him. That's great. And use him in multiple game modes. I use him just for like talent testing and insignia testing against big demons and stuff like that. Okay, I'm just trying to get him to do some damage. Little Nick's another one. Little Nick is somebody who's got a natural crit ability, who has a big boost in crit because, I guess he would be my third hero. I did put crit on him. And the reason is, Little Nick doesn't last. Now, your Little Nick might be the man and might be able to last for a full 3-minute battle. But against the opponents I'm facing, if I drop Little Nick on the board, poof, he's dead. Okay? He's killed with the first auto proc from Anubis. He's killed by Walla Walla auto proc. Okay? Serena's auto proc would kill him off. So I said to myself, okay, he's got this huge crit ability. What do I want to do? I want to be able to use him just like Minnow. Drop him on the board and hope he just gets one hit. That's it. And I went with Brute Force. I want him to do more damage. Nick's not really a guy I use. Other crits. It goes on. Ronin is a guy who crits. But are you trying to kill people with Ronin's crit? No. You're trying to keep Ronin elusive in that shadow form so he can wreck people's bases if that's how you do your base attacks. Not critically hit mana buildings. So putting Vigorous Fury or crit-related talents, traits on him is a waste. I got him at the base crit level, 573, nothing. And I got him with dodge. I want to keep him alive. I want to keep him in shadow form. It's not going to increase his shadow form, but it's going to, when he comes up out of shadow form, I don't want him to get one-shotted. I want him to avoid those hits. So you see what I'm saying. It goes on. There's probably 3 more heroes in this game that are designed for critical strikes. So I would, in review, I would say that unless you are highly upgrading, like BT 20 plus, unless you're doing that, unless the hero is designed for crit, and unless you've got a crit base rate, or let's go to Grim Fiend, that middle number, unless that's at 1,000 before you even put the talent on the hero, I would stay away from Vigorous Fury, leaving me with only 2 heroes in the game out of all of them available that actually got this talent, and that's Dove and Valen. Valen pretty much being made for it. I have the Empower insignia on him because he's an auto proc hero. That's how I was using him in the prior moment. And with our buddy Dove, it's hard to click on her. There we go. I have the Brute Force. I find that to be great. Not only is she getting that 23-24% crit ability, when she does, she's going to cause a bigger strike, bigger damage. Also boosts her base damage as well. And all those things help. All right, so I hope this has been helpful. Again, hey, there's so many different ways to run your hero. I think that example of Little Nick, Skull Knight, Ronin, if you have a crit strike in Ronin, who's at like 1,300 crit, and you like the fact that with one strike he can destroy a town hall, well then good for you, friend. Okay, I'm just trying to keep I don't even use Ronin. But if I did use Ronin, I would try to keep him as elusive or as avoidant of damage as possible. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'll check you on the next video. Bye-bye.